The Environmental Protection Agency estimates that approximately 75 billion pounds of food in the United States are thrown into the garbage. When food sits in landfills instead of decomposing in the process of composting, it generates methane, a greenhouse gas more powerful at trapping heat in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide. Composting food is the simplest way to prevent methane emissions while creating nutrient-rich soil and reducing the cost of your trash bill in the process.
So in the United States, about 1/3 of our agriculture or manufactured food is actually wasted, expired, doesn't actually make it even to the grocery store. So instead of putting it into a waste to energy facility like we do here in the Commonwealth, or putting it into a landfill like we do have in the Commonwealth, we can actually compost that and make a fresh, clean soil to grow our plants, gardens, and other agricultures and farming into there. So it's a really great way to organically reduce the food waste itself and the methane gas that goes into our atmosphere from landfilling it.
Composting not only helps the environment, but saves residents on costs associated with waste management facilities.
It saves us money because trash costs are by ton, and those trash costs go up, exponentially. So if we as residents and businesses are pulling that weight, it's about 24% of our waste stream. If we're pulling it out, then we're saving money on that trash cost, that tonnage. And so it's really sort of about, our pocket and our wallet and that bottom line, but it's also about being environmentally sustainable, and it's really not difficult.
Have you always wanted to compost at home, but don't know how to start? It's easier than you think.
Home composting is typically on a fairly small scale, if not a super small scale. Basically what happens is you're gonna start with a pile of leaves and yard waste, and that's kind of another organic compost, leaf and yard waste only. And then as you're adding the food waste, you're gonna let that kind of turn. What's happening is you're cooking it, and then you're gonna cure it. But as you're cooking it, you'll start to notice that it's gonna turn into this really earthy smelling, black, sort of rich soil, and you're going to start to see some bioorganisms in there like worms or flies, and those are not scary. That's good. And then what I did with my spinner is once I was done, I would shovel it out into a barrel that had a burlap sack in there, and then I would put that compost in there, close the lid, and now I'm curing it to finish it. And then the next season, I would use it in my gardens. You don't have to have a spinner. You don't have to have that Darth Vader mask, known as the Earth Machine. You can literally kind of, pick a spot in your backyard, in your farm. You can worm compost in your kitchen if you want to. So there's all different ways that you can do that to create this organic material from wasted food and food waste.
If you don't want to keep your food waste at home, there are 9 towns across Cape Cod that offer a transfer station for composting, located in Barnstable, Brewster, Chatham, Dennis, Falmouth, Mashpee, Provincetown, Truro, and Wellfleet. The waste collected is taken to different farm vendors across the Cape instead of being composted on site. However, Orleans may be the first town to change that.
I have a meeting with the town of Orleans about this exact topic and whether or not they're ready to start composting at their transfer station rather than just having collection bins. They really want to mix it into their leaf and yard waste. So that would be the first true Cape Cod system at a transfer station where the compost is happening here.
Kari hosts informational sessions on Composting 101. For more information, email her at kari.parcell@barnstablecounty.org. In Barnstable, for Cape Media News, I'm Emily Tullock.